Hello everyone, in this particular lecture we are going to look at an example of row count transformation in SSIS. So with the help of row count transformation we are going to record two things. So we are going to record count and the duplicate rows. So record count will be the number of rows in my number of unique rows in my source file. Duplicate rows will be the duplicate rows, count of duplicate rows. Other than these two attributes, I'm going to save task ID. I'm going to record task ID, task name, package ID, package name. Then I'm going to save record count, duplicate rows, username, load time. So I'm going to record these information, these attributes, okay? All these attributes in my table, database table. So now I'm going to give you an example of how to find out duplicate rows in SQL table. So this is my sample table which I'm going to use for this purpose. Select, execute this query. Now in order to find out the duplicate rows, I'm going to use the aggregate function called count, comma, then I'm going to use as duplicate. Okay, then I'm going to group by these attributes. Group by, I will use the group by clause, group by all these attributes. Okay, so now execute this SQL query. So this is going to give me this row is occurring only one time, this row is occurring twice, this row is occurring 3 times. Next I'm going to filter this result. In order to filter the grouped result, I have to use this having clause, having count greater than 1. So this is going to give me the duplicate rows. So I have 3 rows which are duplicate rows. So this row is occurring twice, this row is occurring twice, the last row is occurring 3 times. Okay, there are 3 rows which are duplicates, which are duplicate rows. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a package. I have to create a package, new package. So I will name this package, record row count. I will name it row count. Okay, so this is going to be the name of my package. Then I will select the data flow, click this toolbox. So I'm going to read data from my this flat file source. So let me just show you the file which I'm going to read. So this is going to be my file. Okay, so this file has total how many records? This file has 13 records. Genuine records are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 genuine records. Okay, now let me just click this, configure this. Okay, now select this employee02.csv columns. Okay, fine. Preview. I need to change the data type as well. For ID I'm going to save it, I'm going to save it as integer. First name, last name string, gender string, country age. For age I'm going to save it as department ID, I'm going to save it as an integer value. Now preview. So if I have to select this option, it means that if there is a null value in my source, retain null values from the source as null values in the, so it is going to retain the null values. Okay, I'm not going to check this option. Okay, click OK. Since I haven't there is no null value in my source table, source file. Now after this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the aggregate function. The reason I'm using the aggregate function because I want to separate duplicate rows and my genuine rows and my OK rows. So I'm going to separate these three duplicate rows. So for that, I need to use the aggregate function, then I have to use the conditional split function. So aggregate, so what I am doing, I'm going to group by ID, first name, last name, gender. So with the help of aggregate function, I'm going to do this. Okay, then with the help of conditional split, I'm going to apply the condition, this condition. Now I will use the aggregate function, double click, I will select all rows. This is going to count all. Okay, group by ID, fine. Then let me just expand this, group by ID, group by name, group by last name, group by gender, country, age. I have to group by this, group by this. I will take a count. Okay, now click OK. After this, I'm going to use the conditional split. Where is conditional split? This one. Now conditional split. So now here I'm going to use the column, this count all. I'm going to use this column count all, and I will apply the condition greater than 1. This is going to be my OK. This will be my OK rows. Default output will be the duplicate rows. Duplicate rows. Now click OK. So this is going to give me an error. The data type DTU18 and DT14 are incompatible. I have to make this compatible. So I will use this. Let me just use this. So this is going to convert this data type. Okay, now greater than 2, no, less than 2. Less than 2. This is going to be less than 2. Click OK. After this, so look, output OK, less than 2. If count is less than 2, then it is going to be non-duplicate rows. Count, let me just less than count, sorry, less than 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are OK rows. Okay, now click OK. Now next I'm going to use the, after this step I'm going to use the row count step. Row count, where is row count step? I have to select the row count step. Where is row count step? So before using the row count step, I need to define two variables. Where is, I have to search here. This is the row count step. Okay, Control C and Control V. Okay, duplicate rows. This one is going to be okay. Let me first edit this. Rename this first. Now save this. Now in order to configure these two row counts, I have to define a variable. In order to define a variable, I have to click this option. So I will define two variables. So the first variable will be for this one and the second variable will be for this one. So record count will be my first variable, record underscore count. Data type will be integer. The second variable will be duplicate row count. will be my second variable, and the data type will be int 32. Default value will be 0. Now I have to configure this. The first one will be the record count. The second one will be the duplicate rows. So in this case, duplicate rows will be 3. These 3 rows will be duplicate. Now, next, after this step, I have to select the control flow section. So this one is the data flow task. So if I'm going to click the data flow task, this is going to take me to this data flow section. Let me just click this. Now click this. This is going to take me to this data flow section. So once this data flow task is executed, after this I'm going to use another task. This time around I'm going to use the execute SQL task. Okay, so connect this task with this task, execute SQL task. So what next I'm going to do, I'm going to create a table. So I will create this table first. Let me just create this table. New query. I will create this table. Create table logging. I'm going to name this table logging. Task ID. In this table I'm going to save task ID. Data type is varchar 50. Task name, package ID, package name, record count, duplicate rows count, duplicate row count, username, and the load time. Default value is get date. So if no value is inserted, this is going to give the latest date time. Okay, now in order to execute this, I have to select this, then I have to click execute. This has been created, table has been created. Refresh the database, tables. This has been created with name table underscore logging. Okay, fine. Now next step is to use this insert into table logging. I have to give this name, table logging. Okay, I have to give this name. Select this, table logging, insert into table logging. Task ID, task name, these are variables, system variables. Task ID, task name, package ID, package name, these are system variables. Record count and the duplicate record count, these two are user variables which we have created. Now let me just paste here. Table logging, task ID, task name, package ID, package name, record count. Here I'm going to use this. Where is this record count? Fine. This one record count, and the duplicate record count, duplicate record count, duplicate row count. Okay, I'm going to use this. So now first I have to select this SQL statement connection. I'm going to select this connection which I have already created. Next step is to provide the SQL statement here. Here I'm going to provide the SQL statement. First, let me just use this duplicate row count. Here I'm going to use the duplicate row count. Okay, fine. And the username. Fine. Now, Control C, and then I have to paste here in my statement section. SQL statement section, I have to paste this insert statement. Insert into table logging. Task ID is the system variable, task name, package ID, package name. This one is the record count, which is this record. This record count is the user variable which we have created. Then the duplicate row count is also the user variable which we have created. Last is the system variable, which is username. Okay, click OK. This one is configured. Next I have to use this parameter mapping. Add. The first one is, look, system variable name. So the first one is task ID. I'm going to select the task ID. From here I'm going to select the task ID. Then I'm going to select task name. Third one, I'm going to select the package ID, package name. Package ID, where is the package ID? Package name. Okay, after this I'm going to select the package name, then the record count and the duplicate record count. Record count, where is the record count? Record count, this is the user variable. Last one is the duplicate row count. This one is the username. So I'm not giving value of this load time, because when data will be inserted in this table, automatically the default date time value will be loaded. Okay, so therefore I'm not giving the load time value. Now duplicate row count. After this I'm going to use the username. The last one is the username. Where is the username? This one is the username. So task ID input, data type will be varchar. I have to select the varchar. Task name, data type will be varchar. Package ID varchar. Where is varchar? Package name will be varchar. Okay, record count is the long, which is the data type. Okay, duplicate row count long. Username will be varchar. Okay, next is this parameter. Okay, task ID, it is at first index 0 1 2 3. Okay, so 0, then task name 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. The seventh value, which is the load time, this value will be populated automatically. Okay, click OK. This has been configured.